Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerdcore Podcast, the podcast that reviews the movies and talks that nerd shit. This is episode 659, and it is your review of Ridley Scott's Napoleon. As always, is the Nerd Chicana here to host the show alongside my wonderful co-host Brad Young Yoda.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a wonderful whatever day you're watching this.
Of course. And if you're on Patreon, you're able to get this episode early before anybody else gets to watch it on the day that this drops. Right now, this is scheduled to drop on Monday at 12 p.m. So you have this for a couple of days. I'm thinking at least 3 days before anybody else gets to watch it. So consider joining us on Patreon at patreon.com/nerdcore and pledging just $1 a month. You get access to the back vault and, of course, episodes early before anybody else gets to watch them and listen to them. So go ahead and check that out. We would really appreciate that over at patreon.com/thenerdcore. But before we can get into the review, Brad, what's up, man? I know we just did something, so I have to ask you again though. How are you
I'm
doing?
sleepy.
Brad, I just yawned like 5 times before we got on here.
Yeah, I know. I'm sleepy.
Yeah. I'm so sleepy, Brad.
I keep forgetting that we have these other ones behind the other ones.
Yeah. But it's just like, Luis was like, I don't really want to do it. You're like, okay, all right, well, I gotta do it with somebody,
True, and I just watched it, so
yeah.
guess I'm it.
Guess you're it, Brad. Guess you're it. Yeah. We'll see though, because I would like for me to do Dune, and if you don't get to that, I'll have to do it with Luis. And Luis said that we have to start doing these things right when we come back from the theater, because then we forget about it and it stacks up.
I don't know about that.
So
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it.
No, me and him. What's it called?
Well, maybe Luis.
Yeah. Well, Luis forgets things like 2 minutes after they happen. So
yeah, so maybe Luis, but
Hey, Luis, well, speak for yourself, motherfucker. Oh man, Brad. But anything to report, Brad? I know, not much to report, man.
No, I mean, oh shit, I need to watch Tokyo Vice because the new episode just dropped today.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'll
that's
probably be
right.
doing that tomorrow. Also, go read my season 1 review on the nerdcore.com.
Yeah, I'm glad you decided to post on the site, man. For a while, you just look there and it's like,
and I got so I watched Bookie, the one season, just because I was like, there's nothing fucking else, and this kind of looks interesting. So I watched that, and I was like, okay, I'll write about that. And then I was like, I might as well write about Tokyo Vice season 1 while I'm at it. So I got those 2 knocked out. So go read them on the site. Go read all the other reviews that have been done.
Yeah, lots of good stuff going on the site, man. I'm really proud of us. We're not completely ignoring it right now, but of course, I'm doing a lot here, and I'm doing a lot with my other stuff. So I haven't really put up a new review. I am writing one right now that I need to get to, but just a matter of time.
I'll be honest on it. I lost my laptop for a while, so it was actually up in this room, but I didn't realize it was under something.
Yeah.
So now my laptop is downstairs, and so I'll just watch random shit like YouTube, and that's what I was doing. I was just typing shit while I was watching YouTube.
Yeah. That's like, okay, I can do this now. I just need
I just needed a laptop that I had.
Yep. It's like I had it. I just don't know. I just didn't know where it was.
I didn't know what the fuck it was, and now that I found it, hey, I can actually write stuff down here watching TV and
damn straight, Brad.
Watching the dogs at the same time.
Yeah, watching the dogs, right?
Well, they kind of watch themselves, but
yeah. Brad, I was seeing that. What's it called? They're like, oh, it's not good for you to like say goodbye to your dogs when you leave, and I'm like, okay, but like,
what are you supposed to do? Flip them off and say?
It's like I like when I leave. I like leaving and saying, hey guys, protect the house and don't fight with each other.
Yeah,
it's like, come on, man, like. You guys can take the fun out. I know that they're gonna get separation anxiety, but like
they're already gonna have that. Like,
yeah, I feel like either way how you put it, bro. Like dogs get separation anxiety.
Yeah, really I mean, because you're their whole world. Like,
yeah, they spend a whole day. Like if you're somebody who doesn't leave during the weekends, you're spending most of your time with your dog. So I feel like your dog's gonna develop some form of separation anxiety.
Oh,
Now, if the dog is like clawing the hell out of your door, then that is a problem.
yeah,
Like if it's making noise that you're leaving your house, it's like I feel like that's normal.
yeah. I mean, and especially like nowadays, people work from home, and
Yeah,
those who, I mean, I got COVID and stayed home for a week, so
yeah.
I'm sure my dogs are all like weirded out, like, hey, where the hell you going?
What the fuck, dude? It's like,
I gotta go back to work.
hey man,
The
just
full
take care of the
call.
house. All right, take care of the house, bro. Oh man, but we are here to actually talk about a movie, contrary to popular belief. And let's go ahead and get into this, Brad. If you have not watched Napoleon 2023, not to be confused with Napoleon 1920 something, um, you should probably get out of here if you care about spoilers. But if you don't care about spoilers or you've already seen the film, go ahead and stay. Either way, how it goes is your one and only spoiler warning, and it is in effect in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh shit.
Oh my god, bro. This time I didn't mess it up. And
No,
you.
I messed it up this time. So.
Yeah. All right, Brad. I've got 3 paragraphs to read here, so let me go ahead and just get ready here. Yeah, Napoleon is a 2023 epic historical drama film directed and produced by Ridley Scott and written by David Scarpa, based on the story of Napoleon Bonaparte, and primarily depicting his rise to power as well as relationship with his wife Josephine Bonaparte. It stars Joaquin Phoenix as Napoleon and Vanessa Kirby as Josephine. In October 2020, Scott announced Napoleon as his next project following delays and recastings due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Filming began in February 2022 in England, lasting several months. In addition to writers David Scarpa, frequent Scott collaborators included cinematographer Darius Wolski and editor Claire Simpson. Napoleon premiered at Play in Paris on November 14, 2023, and was released in the United States and the United Kingdom on November 22nd, 2023 by Sony Pictures Releasing before streaming on Apple TV Plus on March 1st, 2024. The film has grossed $220.6 million worldwide and received mixed reviews from critics, with praise for the battle sequences and performances, though it was criticized for its historical inaccuracies. At the 96 Academy Awards, the film received nominations for Best Production Design, Best Costume Design, and Best Visual Effects. And of course, music is done by Martin Phipps and also edited by Sam Restivo. And it sits at in two. Oh no, hold on. Oh yeah, 2 hours and 37 minutes. And of course, on a budget of 130 to $200 million, it made 220.6 million. That is not counting, um,
Marketing.
watches on Apple TV
Ah,
Plus,
yeah,
subscriptions, and all that
that's true.
stuff. Yeah. So, I'm I'm not even gonna lie to you, Brad. For a historical epic
That's
to
that's a
make
lot of money
220.6 million at the box
in
office.
this day and age. Yeah,
Yep. This
that's impressive. I mean, did cost a lot to make,
how
but then
much
again, it's a Napoleon epic, so
Yeah, how much did the last duel make? I don't think the last duel made anything. But then again, I think that one came out during COVID, if I'm sure. Sorry, Brad. The last duel came out in 2021, post COVID, yeah, and it made 100. Oh man, on 100 million, it made 30.6. Yeah, this was a
yeah,
failure. But to be fair, Disney didn't market this shit correctly. Didn't really market it all that much, and it was also post COVID, so
yeah. Nobody was
it's
really going to the
theaters like that.
yeah.
But Brad, you finally watched this.
I did.
I've been holding on to my thoughts on this for a while now. I kind of thought about making a article, but I just never got around to it. Um, I love Napoleon. I thought it was one of the best movies of last year, and
What number did you have it at?
I did watch a lot of movies, Brad.
Yeah,
So
I don't remember. I couldn't remember if it was in your top 10 or not. I don't think it
no,
was
it
in
was
your
not in my
top
top
10.
10.
Yeah,
It was not in my top 10. Uh, but you know, For the people who complain about historical inaccuracies, I raise you every other movie that Ridley Scott has made talking about history.
Also, what was Ridley Scott's quote that I really enjoy?
Oh, you make the fucking movie then. Or you also said the French don't even like themselves.
Okay, Ridley Scott with the bangers coming out.
Yeah. This was ranked number 22, so it was top 25 of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, high percentile there, Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but I thought this was great. I thought it was an epic that, to be fair, it had been a while that that Ridley Scott had really made a film like this, and
It's been a while since anyone's really made a film like this.
yeah, I mean, Dune Part One really has a grand scope like this,
Yeah.
and there's some battles in there that are crazy,
But
but
but then that's a sci-fi. Do you
yeah,
when's the last
but historical,
historical
yeah.
epic you've seen? I don't know.
It's been a while, Brad. It's really been a while, and it's like I said, really Scott really hasn't made something on this level since for a long while now, and he does not miss a single beat. Now, it is not your standard run of the mill historical epic. I think it's more of a love story than it is a historical film. And I don't have a problem with that because anybody who knows Ridley Scott's filmography knows that it's never cookie cutter like that. It's never going to be just one thing, and he's always kind of makes something that is that's a little bit more beyond the surface of what he's making. But Brad, what are your initial thoughts on Napoleon?
You know, I, it took me a while to get to this, like a long time. Because when was this released?
November.
November, yeah. So I got to this last week or the week. So yeah, it took me quite a few months to actually get to this, just because just I know it was gonna be long, and I wasn't so sure. Like I like the Napoleon story and all that, and I like Ridley Scott. Um, After seeing this, I don't agree with a lot of the critics who just basically bash this film to death in those months where I didn't watch this. And I think Joaquin Phoenix and Vanessa Kirby do like a terrific job in showing. I agree with you that showing a love story throughout this, and there's some questions within this from like, Joaquin Phoenix doesn't have the French accent, and a lot of the other actors have a French accent. But do I really want to hear Joaquin Phoenix with a French accent? No.
Have y'all watched Kingdom of Heaven?
Yeah,
Ain't
no,
nobody fucking speaking a French accent. Ain't
no,
nobody speaking in fucking Hebrew. Ain't no. Yeah,
no, none of that. So that's fine. The historical inaccuracies. Okay, I get it. Napoleon probably didn't shoot the Sphinx's nose off, and he definitely didn't shoot the pyramids. But at the same time, that was fucking cool. So I don't care.
yeah.
Let's be real. That was cool. All the battle scenes in this were cool and just quite over the top and epic. And the one battle scene where he catches them off guard and shoots the ice, and they're dropping it in the ice,
Oh my
and
god,
just
so
those
cool.
shots. I mean, terrific in that aspect. The one thing that I can say is I feel sometimes this movie is disjointed. There are times where I don't think it could have flowed as well, because what you end up getting is you get Napoleon and war, and then you get him back, and he's with Josephine, and then he goes back to war, and Joseph, which that's probably how his life was really like. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, I gotta go to war. Don't fuck anyone.
yeah.
Don't you fuck anyone.
I'm coming home. Make sure you're not wearing a damn thing.
Yeah, or I'm gonna stick your shit out in the rain. But I mean, it's stuff like that, but it wasn't like big things like that. And I personally would have rather this been, a series on television. So you can get that background of like of Josephine Bonaparte, and get a little more on Napoleon's like mom and how she what was her whole deal and how she raised him and why she was such a big part of his life. Um, Aspects like that you miss out when you have a 2 hour and 35 minute runtime, that you just can't put in there. That's where I would come in and be like that's my big gripe is, I wish this could be a series and there you get more info.
Yeah. Um, and I also like. I think cinematography is fantastic. My God, the interior lighting
Oh,
is
it's beautiful.
beautiful, bro.
Oh,
Beautiful.
some of those I love the wide shots,
Yeah.
both horizontally and sometimes vertically. So you get these French buildings,
Mhm.
the old French style buildings. You get everything in them, from the artwork and all that. So yeah, cinematography wise, I think fucking beautiful.
Yeah. And music is pretty good too. I really like the music. I do agree with you though, Brad. I think that at times the movie's kind of like, I think the movie's trying to shuffle a tone there, and it's like, okay, do I want to continue like, you know, um, dissecting Napoleon's life and like his, what's it called, love, like his relationship with Josephine and his marriage, and or do I want to continue going into like this film about, this dictator, and and I think that there's just such interesting scenes in here, like when he gets exiled and he comes back,
Hmm.
and everyone's like just like with open arms. The army's just like having him come back. I thought that was like, oh my god, that was so good. Like I was like, okay, here we go. Like that's something that I was like, okay, this is like, how easy it is to just convince these people. Like
And
who?
here's the thing: is Ridley Scott is showing how great of a commander Napoleon was on the battlefield, and he was. There's no question of that. But it only takes one major loss to fucking take it all away, and he also shows that.
Yeah, yeah, and it's just I'm also trying to think of like performances wise, like I like Joaquin Phoenix, and I think he's really good in this film.
And he looks like Napoleon.
Yeah,
If you look at
but
the paintings and him,
yeah,
just saying.
but I think that Vanessa Kirby was really the one who really stood out to me in this movie. And
Vanessa
I,
Kirby was just gorgeous in
yeah,
this
oh my
movie.
god, it's fantastic. She has a very commanding presence in this movie, and you know, this whole year, the last year, there was like a lot of movies that were being like, oh, like Bradley Cooper's gonna be in Maestro. He's like gonna give us this master performance. Maestro comes out, and I think Carey Mulligan is actually the better performance in this movie. Um,
I I do want to say though, I think one of the best scenes from last year, one of the best scenes, maybe one of the best scenes of all time, is the divorce scene when they're there
yes,
to write the paper.
yes,
Because you
because they know
Napoleon
they don't
doesn't.
want to do it,
Neither of them really want to do it.
but they're being pressured to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
and
brought that
yeah,
up, Brad, because like, like it had been gotten like hyped up this film, and they were like, oh, like like, oh, Joaquin Phoenix might be coming for his next Oscar, like this is gonna be a thing, and then Napoleon comes out, and I'm like, okay, Phoenix is good, but like Vanessa Kirby is really good in this movie,
yeah.
and it's how I felt about Maestro, and it's how I felt about Ferrari with Adam Driver, where I was like, oh my god, like everybody was like touting Adam Driver left and right, and they're like, oh, Adam Driver might be coming for Oscar contention, and I was like, okay, but Penelope Cruz did incredible in that movie too, and like she was even better than Adam Driver in that movie. Right,
Let-
that's where I felt about this one.
Vanessa Kirby makes Joaquin Phoenix's
Yeah,
uh role better.
yeah,
His acting
yes.
better in this,
There's also
honestly.
some moments where it's just like the, you think you're so cool because you have boats.
Fuck
Oh
your
my
boats.
god. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, I don't, for the French being like the place for lovers, where lovemaking was just all grandized. I mean, Napoleon, like we've already seen this fucking method from Inglorious Bastards. And I think it's just maybe it's just frustration not being able to get her pregnant, but goddamn, man, you like you didn't have to like jackhammer into the to the mattress.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like what's it called? Uh Brad, I was like, there's not a lot of movies that accurately represent just how, sex probably was in the Middle Ages. Like I just watched, Kingdom of Heaven, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where and I'm not saying that this is the Middle Ages, by the way, but I'm just saying like what's it called? Napoleon sex in Napoleon's time was probably the same thing that was in the Middle Ages, but they got this like beautiful sex scene where they're like all over each other, rubbing each other's body, and I'm like,
Yeah, probably not.
guys, you know damn well that's not what was happening.
Well,
What was Napoleon and Josephine were doing? That's probably
probably
what it was looking like.
because it was more about creating a child. It wasn't anything pleasure wise. I mean, you know, it's not like today where sex is now it's reversed.
Yeah,
It's not about procreating. It's about
yeah, it's
getting
pleasure.
off.
Yeah, it's a pleasure now.
Yeah.
And but here, like, just because, like, just imagine, Brad, how Josephine must be like. I've been getting letters from my man left and right saying like, what's it called? I miss the taste of your haha and like all these things and like like saying like when I get home you better not have anything on just for you to get jackhammer for 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, goddamn.
I was like, you know
Although
what? Maybe I would be pissed too at this marriage.
I
If I
mean,
was
and yeah,
Josephine.
and just Napoleon wanting it just in random places, which I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just a
A little
big fucking horn
freaky ass
dog.
way. Oh my god. But I think this movie's really good, Brad. I I look, man, I love Ridley Scott. I've seen so many of his movies. I've seen a lot of his historical movies. And guess what? They're never accurate. If you want something completely accurate, I have a genre that's going to blow your mind and it's called documentaries. So please, for the love of God, stop crying about the fact that these movies are not accurate when you can literally go to your public library and find a documentary about this subject. So please, just let people make the movies they want to make and stop using historical inaccuracy as a fucking accurate criticism here. Because Jesus
Bro just told
Christ.
y'all to read a fucking encyclopedia.
Yeah, encyclopedia, book, documentary. Those are three formats where you can go to get an actual historical look into what's it called, Napoleon. If you're trying to get a lesson in history from a film, I'm sorry to say, it's a work of fiction. It ain't gonna usually happen like that. So you know what? Crack open a nonfiction book, rent a film from the library that's a documentary, or crack open an encyclopedia if you want to learn about Napoleon so much. Come on.
Also, I don't know how people are hating on him shooting cannonballs at the fucking pyramids.
Nah, that's
I
so
thought that was
cool.
awesome.
That's so cool, bro. That's so cool. Come on. But uh, now where does this land within my other movies I've seen from Ridley Scott? It's on the lower end for me because what's it called, dude? I have Hannibal up there. I have Kingdom of Heaven, Alien, Blade Runner. So like
Oh yeah.
when I looked at this movie and I looked at the overall like filmography of Ridley Scott, I was like, okay, this is great work. If I'm looking at like late Ridley Scott career, I'm like, this is fantastic. And this is one of his best movies that he's recently put out. But it does come in at the lower end for me. But Brad, what is your final verdict on Napoleon?
I've been bouncing with the number in my head for the past few minutes. I think I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I think, I'm bouncing between a 7.5 and an 8, so I think I'll go with the 7.5 because I do wish this was just a series, just a television series, so you could get more of it instead of it
Yeah.
having to be kind of a little bit rushed
I
in my eyes.
I really want to know what that director's cut looks like.
Oh yeah, I mean, because
That four
what
hours
did you say
director
the
cut.
1920s one was 7 hours?
It's like almost gonna be 7 hours with this new
Yeah, and it's all
restoration.
silent.
Yeah. But Ridley Scott did say that he kind of has a like almost 4 hour cut that he wants to release like on Apple TV Plus.
See, so I'd be interested actually in watching just to see, what I compare to that
Yeah.
to this.
Because like I said, man, like sometimes my only major complaint here is that sometimes I feel like it's juggling two tones here. And it's like it doesn't narratively know what to stick to.
Yeah.
and it's not really like blending them really well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I'm on the same page.
Yeah. So I'm going in a little bit higher than you, Brad. I just thought it was a fantastic movie, and I really the battle scenes to me, the battle
Battle
scenes
scenes
like
are so fucking good.
nobody does it like
Oh,
Scott, like really Scott.
and the just some of those shots, like the vertical of those French, I don't know what the fuck are they, chateaus, the political buildings,
Mm-hmm.
whatever those are. I mean, just gorgeous freaking cinematography out this. But yeah, the battle scenes and just Scott does a really great job of kind of showing how Napoleon's mind worked in figuring
Yeah.
out these battles, how he hid certain stuff, and then how he got them on the ice, and that's just how brilliant of a commander he was on the field.
Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10, Brad. It comes a little bit higher than you, but I think this is definitely one of Ridley Scott's best recent works. And I'll tell you this, definitely better than Exodus, Gods and Kings. Oh Lord, you know what's so funny, Brad? Is like I remember when somebody talked to me about Exodus, Gods and Kings, and they were like, man, I like this guy, and and I understand what's it called his historical movies, but when you're adapting the Bible, I think you might want to stick to the Bible. So, by
Although
the way,
I got
that's
in trouble one time when
yeah, I know
I went,
what you got in trouble for.
yeah,
You've said that.
being an asshole, but
Yeah, yeah.
uh
But I'll go ahead and say that, and I'll end that before I let's go take off the spoiler banner. If that man didn't give a shit about accurately depicting the Bible,
he ain't
then
giving a shit
he don't
about
give a shit
accurately
about
depicting
accurately depicting
anyone.
the French. Yeah. And with that said, that concludes our review of Napoleon. You can keep up to date with us on nerdcore.com, Twitter at the nerdcore underscore, Instagram and threads at the nerdcore, TikTok at the nerdcore. Uh, Discord link is in the description below, so you can talk to us about Napoleon and a lot of other Ridley Scott films. We would love to talk to you all about them in there. Go ahead and join our Discord so you can talk with us. And of course, in the YouTube comments, also tell us about what do you think about Napoleon? What do you think about Ridley Scott? Brad, he just wrapped filming on Gladiator 2.
Oh wow.
So, and he's already working on his next one that
How
he's doing.
this man's like, isn't this man like almost 90?
Yeah. Which is why, Brad, like, you have on on one side of the spectrum, Martin Scorsese, he's in his 80s. He's creating some of the most profound films in his late career,
Mhm.
talking about aging. Then you have Ridley Scott on the other side of that spectrum, almost 9 years old, and he's making shit like this. And I'll tell you this right now, Brad. I am pretty sure Gladiator 2 is about to be pretty fucking awesome too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah. Two very different filmmakers, but just as profound and epic in their own ways, in their own ways.
And then Tarantino's like, 10 films is enough.
Yeah, yeah. It's like when really Scott was on the interview and he goes, yeah, well, cool. Marty's like, well, oh my, he goes, what did he say? Like, oh, that like Marty is like he doesn't know how much time he has left for his movies. He might have four, and he goes, I think really Scott said that he dreads waking up because he has to go to work again.
It's Miyazaki all over.
He's like, goes, cool. I gotta go make another one now.
God damn it. I'm
but
still alive.
but
Fuck,
yeah,
gotta make a movie.
he what's it called? He just wrapped on Gladiator 2, and I believe he's working on a Bee Gees biopic now.
I mean,
So
I hope I'm that. I hope I'm in the right physicality to fucking do something like that if I make it to 90.
yeah, I can tell you, man. That's why I said in my review, nobody does it like him. Nobody does it like Ridley Scott. And in the comments, talk to us about Ridley Scott. Tell us about what you think about Napoleon. What is your favorite film from Sir Ridley Scott? And of
Why is
course,
it Blade Runner?
why is it? That is my favorite. That's my
All right.
favorite Ridley Scott
Yeah.
film. And of course, please leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you don't miss another review on this channel. And of course, if you're listening on the audio side of things, make sure you leave a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app of choice, and make sure you're following us on that app before you click off of this podcast, because it helps us so much and it makes sure that these episodes get to y'all. And of course, if you want to get this episode early, once again, we thank our patrons. They make this possible. And you can get it by going to patreon.com/nerdcore. Thank you so much to our wonderful patrons for making that possible. For $1, you get this episode early. You also get to have those 3 days before anybody else gets to watch it on Monday at 12 p.m. And of course, we want to thank them. They make it possible. And especially our executive producer, Shane. Where can you find him, Brad?
You can follow friend Shane at twitch.tv/XSRK or at Twitter at ThriftedIL or go buy something from the Suppy God at PrisonCityVintage.com.
And of course, without further ado, Brad, let's get them out of here.
All right, Raul, thank you for being host as always. Thank you to all those that join us in chat in the future. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And in this episode, I'm just going to say we're nothing without y'all. We're just brutes.
Yep.
Young Yoda out.
I think you're so great because you have boats.